Oh my gosh, so creepy. What? Hey guys, thanks for joining us. So scary.
That's us.
We are so creeps, yo. So this is episode 10 of Games on the Rocks. Thank you for joining us. This is like crooked and hard for me. We are going to be talking about tricks and treats tonight. Nicole, it's just Nicole and I, and maybe some ghosts. We don't know. Maybe the ghost of Mags will show up. Maybe the ghost of Suze will show up.
Ooh.
Yeah, so scary. Everyone laugh with U's and A's and M's and everything, which I think is the standard what you're supposed to do. So first of all, who's going to some fun holiday parties this weekend? Please let us know. The stream is coming from inside the house. You're so cute. Let us know what parties you're going to. My friends Luke and Jenna. Well, I guess let's intro the show. Let's just do that first. So I am one of your hosts and one of your meeples that are included, and you are all also meeples included, but I am Stephanie Straw. Here with me is Skeletor.
Wow.
Nicole Boy.
Like the least spooky skeleton.
I know, we're literally like, why did we pick like...
Yeah, I'm so soft, really soft and comfortable right now.
What's under the onesie though? Nobody knows, you know?
Yeah, that's the spooky secret right there.
It's a three-piece. It's a three-piece. I have fire in the background, so this is dangerous. So that's what we're doing tonight. This is dangerous.
I don't have room right here for fire, so I'm just going with some ambiance lighting this evening. I'm not actually going to any Halloween parties this weekend. There was a Halloween event at my work tonight, but I've been too sick today to do anything. So I've slept most of today, and I'm here with you with my nice warm
apple cider
beverage because it's gotten quite cold up here in the north. So
how cold is it? I'll bite.
Well, it was like about 10 degrees.
Said 2 degrees. Okay, well, so you said
it was colder yesterday, way colder. It was like 2 degrees Celsius, but it's evened up to about 10 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in American. So it's not quite freezing. I think 10. No, it's not. It's not
freezing.
Yeah.
No, two might be freezing. No. Below freezing, slightly.
I don't know. I don't understand what freezing is.
Yeah, nobody knows like numbers. Like nobody knows that. Nobody knows how those work. So we have. So thank you everyone for giving us suggestions. By the way, because you really helped shape our show. We posted something earlier. By the way, if you're watching us on YouTube, thank you. We love you. But head on over to Twitch if you can at twitch.tv/meeples included because that's where we are chatting live with everybody. So yeah, we posed a question. It was like, hey, help us think of a cocktail and help us think of some show topics because, you know, like everyone probably thinks of what are some creepy games that you can talk about, whatever. And we could do that. And we're going to do that. We can absolutely talk about creepy games and you guys can talk about creepy games. But we are actually going to talk about games you can play by candlelight. Spooky games, and then also I think kind of fun like harvest and autumn type games. Like what are those cool fall themed games? And also at very last minute someone suggested trick taking games, which is a fantastic suggestion. Are there treat taking games?
I wish.
Is that Sushi Go? I feel like that's Sushi Go a little bit.
Oh, yeah, especially with like Sushi Go Party because there's lots of different desserts in that one.
That's a treat-taking game. So without further ado, let's get into, I know that you played some games earlier tonight. Do you want to talk about those before we get into our stuff?
Yeah.
Or
yeah, I would love to because I haven't had a chance to play games very much.
And then after that, we'll do our featured cocktail. So
Perfect.
Stay tuned for that.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to play games a lot lately. One, I've been a bit under the weather, and two, I have a partner who is preparing for FFG Netrunner Worlds. So after that, we will play more games. But tonight we had a friend come back from a month-long trip, and most of it was in Japan. And he actually met up with our friend Zen, one of the Meeples included, and gamed with Zen, which was awesome. And they tried Mask of Anubis. So my friend Eric brought that home with him and brought it over tonight, and we tried it, and it was super cool. It's a VR game, a little bit like it's got like a headset, kind of like Google Cardboard. You slot your phone in and it runs a little VR thing for you in there. And essentially what it is almost like Escape, Curse of the Temple meets Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. So you're cooperatively trying to get through this game. The person who's looking on the screen is describing what's around them, and the rest of the players are trying to put that together with tiles on the table. And then once everybody's gone around, it's either 4 or 7 rounds. Then you can take a look at how successful you were. And it was super fun. Like, I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
It's crazy trying to describe stuff to other people and have it come through as something that they understand. So yeah.
It is great. It's kind of like that Codenames thing where you're like, this is going to be so obvious. They're going to know it. I did that with my roommate when we did a 2-player one, and I was like, tuna. And I was like, he's going to get this. And he had no clue. Didn't get a single one. It was like tuna, like 5. He didn't get a 1. So, and I'm like, he's got this. If he just gets this one reference, he's got it. Not a single one. Yeah. So it's great how our brains work and how we think, oh, yeah, well, I'll describe it this way, and you will all understand it immediately. It'll be totally fine.
I can see it all in front of me, and it's obvious to me. So,
hello, it should be obvious to you. Come on.
Yeah. And after that, we busted out the networks from Guildhova and had
which is always appropriate to play, no matter what holiday you're in.
Pretty much, it fits them all, and we had a great time. It's got such a great sense of humor, so it was good.
Yeah. So that's cool. So I don't know if I've played anything since last time we chatted that I haven't chatted about already. So I'll hop right into games you can play by candlelight. We have some great suggestions by the audience. They're like, you could play Nap by candlelight. Yes, true. You can do that. I think the very, very, very first game that comes to mind for me that you can play by candlelight is a game that you are supposed to play by candlelight, and that is Waldschattenspiel. And BGG TV, you will know this game, I feel like. So this is it's a like kids game, and you're supposed to play with these tea light candles.
Oh, I think I know that one.
Yes. So you're supposed to, and where the shadows are cast kind of affects the game. So you don't have to play with candles. Obviously, a friend of mine actually gave me this game after I talked about it and talked about wanting to play it. And I think the American translation, it's on BGG, I'm sure, but it's like Shadows in the Woods or something like that. So, but everybody go to like Board Game Geek and look that up or something. But yeah, no, it's really cool, and it has these little standees, these like tree standees, and you put the little tea lights behind them, and it casts these shadows. Yes. So let's see. Yeah, so that is like the very first game that I think of by candlelight, because it's kind of supposed to be by candlelight, and I think that's really cool. Nicole's going to be right back. I think that's really cool how you can have a game that has that mechanic that's not technically included in the game, but is something that's affected by the real world, and I think that's really cool. There you go. Chris Schreiber is linking to it now. Daniel, you haven't missed a whole lot. So Nicole's going to be right back. It's just me and some ghosts and Gidget right now. Let's look at some of these questions, though. Games with characters or mascots you're most likely to dress up as. For example, Panda and Takenoko. That's a really good thing. Nicole, I know you're welcome back.
Thank you. I had some sound issues.
Yeah, so that's totally fine. So before we answer that, let's do our featured cocktail for everyone on Twitch. You will see this featured cocktail. Mine didn't turn out like super great. I'll show it to you after we go over this, but I found a cocktail, martinis from Whitechapel. 3 ounces of Absolute Citron vodka, 2 ounces of Saint Germain. That's basically just an elderflower flavored liqueur. And then a 1/4 ounce of strawberry puree and strawberry and mint leaf for garnish. Combine vodka and Saint Germain in shaker with ice. There's a little shock red with ice. Shake. Pour puree into chilled martini glass on top with vodka liqueur combination. Garnish with strawberry and mint. Also, just remember to avoid the streets of London late at night in 1888 in particular. So I was like, I don't have any strawberry puree. I was going to go and get some all fruit strawberry popsicles because that's like basically strawberry puree, but I did other things instead. So I just have this like strawberry flavored. So the blood is everywhere basically in my martinis from Whitechapel drink. Other than that, it is totally accurate. And I'm just going to take this my first sip.
Ooh, it's going to be sweet.
Ooh, that's delish. No, it's not. It's actually very lovely. The elderflower, man, I am a freak for elderflower and drinks. I love it so much.
I am not.
Okay,
I am
so
the
let's
opposite
answer.
to that.
We'll do more games by candlelight, but I want to address this. Games where there are characters that you would want to dress up as. Nicole, do you have anything that comes to mind? And audience, definitely say who you would want to dress up as.
I think it would be kind of fun to dress up as Louie from Lupin Louie.
Yes, I agree. Yes, so you'll do like like a flight.
And then you could just like fly by people at parties.
Or and like a little like one of those little scarves, right?
Yes. Hold a little stuffed chicken under my arm.
Here's the deal. Someone answer this, please. If anyone is like an origin of flight connoisseur, why are people depicted wearing those scarves? What did they do with those scarves? Did they put them over their mouths? Did that help them? What are the facts behind wearing those scarves whenever they would fly those planes?
It seems like a danger.
Like Amelia Earhart.
Caught in something.
Right. Why did Amelia, like we always see her with this like, whoa, like flowing. So let's talk about that. That's a good one. What about for me? I think I want to do W. Eric Martin, if he's in the chat. He has said a character from a game that he thinks that I am like spot on with, but I don't remember what character that was. I think I want to be in Five Tribes. Could be kind of cool.
Ooh.
You could be down with that. I mean, anything fantasy themed, I'm pretty down with wearing like a bunch of armor or being like a ranger, you know, pretty down with that.
Maybe like one of the cool warrior type people from One Deck Dungeon.
The blue beam from Purple Bonanza.
Wow. That cowboy hat. Yeah.
Why are we not dressing up as each individual beans from Purple Bonanza at BGGCon?
Why
are we not doing that?
Yeah.
Why are we not
doing
doing that?
Stink fame though? That's the thing. That's a tough one.
There aren't enough unicorn board games.
What about that? What is it? Glitter, unicorn glitter luck game?
Yes, Capital Lux. That's the one. Board Game Geek TV. So Capital Lux. So the entire Team Geek and BGG thinks that I look like the person on the cover of Capital Lux. So I should cosplay.
Oh,
yeah,
that's pretty cool. I think that is pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the Dead of Winter characters would be good.
Yes. Oh man, that would be good because there's so
like
many.
Creepy. Yeah, there's so many and they're so diverse. Yeah, that's cool. Oh my gosh, what happens when you're? I think you need to drink more when your horn is droopy like that.
Oh dear.
I think that's what that means.
Droopy horn. But yeah, I think with the movie would be my first choice, and then I don't know. Like, it seems tough to choose. A lot of the games don't have people in them.
Well, it doesn't have to be people. Rhino
That's
Hero.
true.
That's a good one.
Oh.
Fosware says Rhino Hero. That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Put that OC Brad says something about dressing up as Cthulhu. That could be very involved, but yeah, that would be also fun.
That is true.
What are some of your candlelight games, Nicole?
I was thinking not along spooky lines, but along what could be
like logistically is realistic.
Like logistically. Yeah. So I was thinking Cockroach Poker would be great because it's mostly communicating and bluffing with your fellow players. You do need to take a quick look at cards, but that doesn't need super amounts of light. And my other choice would be No Thanks. Again, those cards are fairly visible if you're well side in low light because they're just giant numbers basically. And then again, it's just going around the table, chatting with friends and having fun. So I think that would be.
Yeah, it's kind of built for like dark, intimate situations. I think it's built to be like a bar game.
Yeah, it's very much a bar game. Like I've played it in pubs before. Cockroach Poker as well. So if it can be played in a dim pub, it can be played by candlelight, basically.
Right. So along those lines, I had The Game. So, and I'm actually going to go ahead and say that Beth Sobel's reskinned, she's in the chat, by the way, her reskinned like textile version would be better to play in the dark because you would be able to more easily see the difference in the numbers because it has colors ranging from the 2 to the 98, so you can kind of tell a little bit more easier. So actually her reskinned version makes it easier to play in the dark, but the original version with the artwork that a lot of people are like could be like kind of creepy. Yeah, could be kind of creepy in the dark because it has like skulls on it. And I want to reference this funny like British YouTube video of like skulls. I can't think of anything. Like, are we the baddies? YouTube that. Are we the baddies? And then I don't know what I'm talking about, but after the show. So yeah, it has like skulls on it. So it looks kind of creepy. So I just said The Game, and actually either version because Beth's would be like easier to see and stuff like that, but the original version would be actually in this instance creepy and appropriate, I think.
Yeah.
So outside of that, I also think, and this is a game that I have played by candlelight whenever the power went out, is Mastermind. So like it's color dependent, like you need to be able to see the colors, but it's so fun for some reason to play by candlelight, just you and one other person who's a mastermind who has a secret code that you've got to break, and there's no like time limit, so you're not rushed. It's kind of just you and like silence and darkness and figuring out this code and stuff. So Mastermind is one that I have played several times in the dark at my grandmother's house and other places. And so that's a good one too. Does anyone else have any good fun? Ooh, yeah, One Night Ultimate Werewolf would be a really good one by candlelight also, because you only have to look at your card like once, and then the app will kind of say everything for you, right? So,
and then it's all that kind of round table discussion-y sort of thing.
So Uplift Andrew asks, is there anything kind of spooky but also kind of romantic? I actually think, and I was going to talk about this one a little bit later, so we'll hop into our next topic, which is spooky games. I actually think that Letters from Whitechapel is really fantastic as a 2-player game. And so maybe that's not like necessarily romantic, but it's super creepy.
You could go with the Mr. Jack version, I guess, like if you're looking for a thematic game.
No, but I actually think that one is less spooky and that one's more strategic. And I think that Letters from Whitechapel actually has that this is spooky feeling, because if you're playing Jack, you're like heart pounding, like I don't want to get caught. But if you're playing the police officers, then you're oh my gosh, where could Jack be? Got to find Jack, you know? So, Letters from Whitechapel, I think, is weirdly spooky and also romantic. Do you have any? I know you have a spooky one, but do you have any, before you name that one, do you have any like spooky romantic ones?
Spooky romantic ones. Not so much. Like,
please respond, skeleton.
I mean, everything I do as a skeleton, I'm spooky.
Please
right?
respond.
So, you know, I mean, yes, Letters from Whitechapel / Mr. Jack. The murdering of women, not romantic. Let's just get that right out there. It's
the what?
The murdering of women, definitely not romantic, but it's the chase.
Sure.
The chase is very exciting.
Yeah.
I guess,
killing. I mean, murder in general is not like particularly romantic. Although I did just watch a movie called Mr. Right, where murder like kind of a romantic thing. But
yeah. That's on my list.
Add Anna Kendrick in here. Get out of here.
It's got Sam Rockwell. It's got Sam Rockwell. I can't say no.
Also
to
that I know. So what is he? What is he a villain in? I was trying to think. What movie is he a villain in? He's a villain in a movie, right?
Yeah. He's in Seven Psychopaths. Maybe that's it.
Chat, help us out. What is Sam? I just see it in my head, and I see him being like bad, but like sexy and funny bad.
Well, he's not really a bad guy in Moon.
No, he's a bad guy. It's not. No, nobody's said it yet.
I know what you're talking about.
Wait, is it Iron Man 2? Is it really? It could be Iron Man. Actually, it could be. Is it Iron Man? I'm sorry. I have to.
I don't even remember.
I'm IMDbing it. Or is it like
we're off the rails? We're so off the rails.
I know
Sam Rockwell is like.
It's not Green Mile. I mean, okay, it's a little bit Hitchhiker Guide to the Galaxy, but that's not what I was thinking of. Either.
No, he's not really like a super bad dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wish I could think of it. Like, I feel like it's on the tip of my tongue, but yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, I guess
Iron Man too. Man, I had forgotten
for sure.
Iron Man too. Choke. He's not good in that. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, yeah, he is Hammer. He's like Justin Hammer in Iron Man 2. Yeah, that's him. That's it. That's what I'm thinking of. And I don't know why.
Playing a game with Sam Rockwell by candlelight, definitely spooky and romantic.
Ooh, yeah. What game would you play with Sam Rockwell?
Oh, I don't know.
By candlelight.
I think, having been in Moon, I think he would be really fun to play Dark Moon with, actually.
Charlie's Angels. That is hysterical. You know what? Whenever someone said Iron Man 2, I was thinking Charlie's Angels, because I was thinking remember that big like glass apartment building or whatever? But I just couldn't. Is he that bad?
I literally don't remember him being in any of these movies. Like,
oh, really funny. In Charlie's Angels, he's Eric Knox, which is the name of one of the people in Mr. Right, who is his nemesis.
That's hilarious.
So fun connection there.
Oh,
that's it.
But yeah, I don't know about like spooky that's also romantic is kind of tough for like a date kind of game. Although, I mean, Ghost Blitz.
I mean, that's not spooky as much as like frustrating, and we've got to win this, you know. So,
I mean,
it's not spooky, but and then we held hands. It could be a romantic, like a candlelight game. It's not spooky per se, but it's not a and it's not a like, oh, this is super happy type game, because there are these different emotions like anger and stuff like that. So it's interesting to actually think about those emotions when you're playing the game. So I played it with like a couple of different people, one of them being my roommate, and we actually talked about that. Like we like kind of talked about those emotions as we were playing the games. I don't know if other people have done that. But yeah, so that could be kind of spooky to be like, yeah, it angers me when you do this or whatever. We didn't really say that. We didn't say that as much. I love him. He's my favorite. So One Night Ultimate Werewolf was already mentioned. That was one that I was going to mention as a spooky game. Yeah. You were going to mention one.
Yeah. So my pick for like spooky would be Dead of Winter. It's like, for a fan of like horror movies and a lot of zombie movies, I feel like it's such a good representation of that genre, of that feeling of, can you trust people? And like, really, like, the zombies are the second threat here and the people are the worst, and you're trying to fight your way to win. And it's really got that that intensity to it, that I think, with the horror theme on top of, and the rolling of that die to see if you're gonna get bit or whatever, all of that comes together so fantastically.
Yeah. And any game that's like timed, so that's why I put One Night Ultimate Werewolf on there, because it's timed and you're also lying to your friends and your friends are lying to you. So even a game like Fuse can be like spooky. I mean, because it's timed and you're just like kind of like freaking out, and I'm like trying to, like, this is a unicorn. Do unicorns really? I don't know if this seems not accurate for a unicorn.
That's pretty big ears.
It seems like Stitch. This is like Stitch with a horn.
I mean, they probably maybe recycled it.
No.
And
family, nobody gets left behind.
But yeah, I mean, I've played other zombie games.
Yeah, obviously, like, those types of games are spooky intense.
They're spooky intense, but I feel like, for me, Dead of Winter comes closest to like a zombie game that's really a horror game for me.
Well, and there's Betrayal, like Betrayal at House on the Hill, right?
Yeah, Fiona mentioned that one in chat.
The thing about that is that is less spooky to me, because you know there is going to be a betrayer.
Yeah.
So in Dead of Winter, you don't know.
You don't, yeah.
If there's going to be a betrayer or not. And also in Battlestar Galactica, you do know there's going to be one, but the terms of it are different, because in Betrayal, it's like, boom, omen, like, this happens. Now there's a betrayer. It's this person. You're going into another room. You are the betrayer, you know, so it's less, you kind of don't know what's going on, especially if you're not familiar with the scenario.
Yeah, I feel like,
but it's not as spooky. It's not, like, to me, it's not as spooky. It's more like strategic.
Yeah, I mentioned Dark Moon before. I actually think that has the capacity to be kind of spooky. It's got the tension for that, say, BSG has, in that, you know, there's going to be a traitor, but just the way that game works, it's the traitor's decision when to come out, basically.
Yes, right. And like, do I use this power? Do I not? Do I become a double betrayer? You know,
it amps it up. Like, it really amps it up. Yeah. And like, and it's got that thematic feel of like The Thing by John Carpenter, which is like a fantastically tense horror film. So,
but not all John Carpenter films are fantastically horror filled.
No, this is true, but a lot of
The Ward was not super creepy. Yeah. OC Brad, yes, the ears are the only thing I find hard to believe about this costume.
I do feel like Fiona mentioned Donkey Unicorn. I think that could be your unicorn right there.
Yeah. Oh no, Daniel's leaving. I'm so sad. You were like in and out so quick. Thank you for joining us, though.
Yeah.
Daniel Newman, so good. Such a great designer. He's designed so many good games, and like, they're all being published. What the crap? Like, Daniel is just like publishing like game after game after game. So proud of you, Daniel. Thank you for joining us. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, those tensiony ones that for me have like I can make a connection to some kind of horror movie somehow. And like that's why I desperately want to try The Last Party and still haven't gotten to.
I do too. I love horror movies, but the generic horror movie doesn't scare me. The movies that scare me are real life scenarios of like real life serial killers, like American Psycho, as much of a message and whatever that it is. It's like that could be someone, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of more, that's more terrifying to me than actually some of my favorite movies when I was younger, which is probably like, it's probably the reason that I'm so screwed up, are like movies like It and The Blob and Christine. So those were like some of my favorite movies growing up because I thought they were hilarious. Like Pennywise is hysterical to me. I think Pennywise is hysterical, not scary, because it's not realistic to me. And like Freddy Krueger, I'm like, come on, like
that's true.
He's a joke. So
yeah, it's the people.
Yeah, it's actual real people. That's what's terrifying for me.
Yeah.
So the last game that I had for spooky games, and really you could probably say this about just about any Lovecraft game, but I put down Elder Tour. And the reason that I put that down is, there is a difference between tense and spooky. But for me, I love the lore so much, and I've read a lot of Lovecraft. And I've watched a lot of movies that are based on Lovecraft. So it's spooky for me because I've seen that and I remember those things and I remember those moments. And I think about when my investigator is like trapped in a scenario that's like that. I think about that. And it's actually crazy. Like it to me isn't just sanity and health aren't just like marker points. You know what I mean? I'm actually thinking about those moments in the stories that I've read where someone's literally losing their mind, like in True Detective or whatever, where someone's just fucking losing it. So
like the Mouths of Madness was kind of based on all of that. Yeah.
So so when I play Elder Tour, not as much Elder Sign, and I don't know, maybe because it's like a dice rolling like push roll game, but like the Elder Tour and the Arkham Horror, I think about it like a lot more. I haven't played the new edition of A Study in Emerald, but I really want to. But Mags played it, and we talked about it on the show a little bit.
Yeah.
So I want to play that. But yeah, the Lovecraft games kind of get me just a little bit. But that's because I'm kind of putting myself in those stories. I don't know that everyone really does that. So
I feel like there are some that are spookier than others, for sure. Like, there's so many Cthulhu games. Just, I mean, the intellectual property is very easy to get for it, but I think there are some that make it really feel thematic. But yeah, like Joe Sondo mentioned that
I was just about to.
There's games that really like they have scary themes and they're supposed to be scary, but it's not scary to play a board game. It never really is.
Listen. It can be.
I think, well, I don't feel like I've ever been scared playing a board game. Like as tense as things get, it's not the same as say doing an escape room that might be kind of scary or an RPG session.
Because that's a real life thing. But you know what? But I'm playing and I've mentioned this on the show, the Forum Mafia games that I played, the like Forum style Mafia games. I'm playing in one right now, which is a horror themed. Okay. And the idea that you are playing with like 18 of your friends and you have a role assigned to you and they don't know what that role is and you don't know who anyone else is and you're trying to find the bad people amongst that group, and the mod is like putting text up like blood rushing down the hallway, like scenes from The Shining and stuff like that. Like, for me, that's tense and scary, but for me, I am like perpetually terrified of seeming guilty in these games. So I guess just for me, that's really tense and scary. So for me, that carries over to games like One Night Ultimate Werewolf and Resistance Avalon and what is it? Deception in Hong Kong, or something like that. Like for me, that carries over, especially if I'm the bad person, because I'm so bad at lying. So I am terrified. I'm actually terrified. I'm the bad person, and I'm terrified in those games.
I think that's where like it brings closer fear as a scary aspect. So if you're afraid of something, I think that can be scary, and some board games may have that, and those social ones especially. But yeah, like even the stuff that's supposed to be atmospheric, like Betrayal and Mansion of the Madness.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if you're playing in like a well-lit game store with you and your friends, there's no, there's no atmosphere, and there's no real risk or whatever. So, yeah. So I'm terrified. So Fiona agrees. Fiona says she's terrified whenever she's the bad person.
Oh, she sweats it out. I've seen her. Yeah.
Yeah. And Toon Ace said something that I want to find. Yeah, I think ultimately scariness is one form of emotional investment, but not the only one great one a game can elicit. Yes, agreed. So I think it's very hard for a game to elicit that, because it totally depends on the surrounding. You can't just go, be scared, and you're scared now.
Yeah.
Because people know it's a game. And so you have to somehow suspend that. You have to somehow put someone into a setting like View Scream, which was a game that we played with like Jonathan Gilmore and Mags and a couple of other people. Scary. That was scary because we were like face to face seeing each other physically, and we all had to lie to each other and deceive each other, and in this scenario like escape and be the only one or whatever. So
that's tough.
Yeah, I think it can happen. I think like those real-time games like XCOM and stuff like that, like tension does not necessarily equal scary, but I think that it helps, certainly.
Sure.
If there's a timer, like my roommate and I are playing through Wind Waker, Legend of Zelda on the Wii U. And there's this moment where there's like, you have to jump across these platforms in like a very expert manner. And there's a timer. Yeah. And when the timer gets towards the end, it's like, and it like ticks down. And so you're like freaking out. And you're like, oh, like I got to jump across the thing. And that's not scary, but I mean, it's kind of scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's those moments. And that's why I mentioned things like Fuse and like other like stuff. Like it's not scary, but those
feeling scared and feeling afraid or highly stressed or tense. They're kind of all in that same sphere of emotion. It can be kind of tough to discern which it is. But yeah, I don't feel like I've ever experienced that. I feel like the chat's mentioning, there's a lot of RPG games that are definitely, if you get that right ambiance, it can be spooky, and I totally believe that. Like there's I don't know what the RPG is called, but it's basically you're using candles to play it.
I don't know, but I mean, there's Dread. Dread is pretty intense.
It is intense.
Which we've talked about before, which you and I both played at on.
It was super good, and I would love to play
Jenga style RPG.
There's somebody who's put out a Stranger Things scenario for Dread, which I think would be really fun to try.
Stop it. Yeah. Stop it.
Yeah, so I'm
that won't be creepy. That won't be creepy to me because I like I want these scenarios to happen. I want to either marry one of them, adopt one of them, be like permanently befriend one of them, or this is a scary part, maybe like kidnap one of them. I don't know. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. But like, just those are my options. So
okay, so I've looked up this candle RPG. It's called 10 Candles. It's a storytelling game of tragic horror designed for one-shot sessions. So it's got that same feel to it that Dread has, and you're using tea lights, and you actually burn your character sheet. And it sounds really spooky, and it's actually got a quote from our friend Rob Davio, one of my favorite gaming moments ever. So I've actually just been listening to Rob's recent podcast he did with Gamers with Jobs called The Unmarked, and that's been a very spooky storytelling RPG that they've been doing, and it's basically him guiding them in improv to tell the story, and their skill checks are by drawing tarot cards. And it's just been fascinating to listen to the story progress and how like creepy and supernatural it's been. So if you want something that's kind of game related to check out over this Halloween weekend, I highly recommend it.
So one of the other things, creepiness aside, are, and this is something that I thought of, like autumn and harvest games.
Mm.
So, because
I had a really tough time with this.
Really? Because man, those are kind of cool too. So
well, number one is
I'm gonna cheat and say one. I'll cheat and say one before you say yours. Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna cheat and say one, and it's lanterns. And because lanterns is literally called Lanterns the Harvest Festival. So I will cheat and say that. But you know what? Autumn is kind of about that for like a lot of places, or these like festivals. Like there's like Oktoberfest. So you could go beer with it. You could go brew crafters. But like it's beautiful weather for most places, and it's a great festival time. And so I thought of lanterns actually just because I thought of like gorgeous weather and like releasing all these lanterns into the sky. It's actually something that some of my friends do in Virginia regularly. So that's cool. Like they do that like once a year, to like release these lanterns into the sky, and like we don't know where they go, and they have messages in them and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. So that's one of the things that I think of. And Beth Sobel did the art obviously for that, and she's in the chat. So definitely like fawn all over her and go like Beth. Love your
designed by a Toronto designer, Chris Chung.
Yeah.
So.
Who Tara Tomasama, who sometimes shows up on Twitch.
This is true.
Expansion is coming out very soon.
And the app is on its way also. So, but I had a really hard time thinking about this only because I've been playing so much Stardew Valley. Like beyond a ridiculous amount of Stardew Valley.
And funny because I would consider Stardew Valley like a harvest game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So, but I couldn't think of a word.
It's all about harvesting.
Like, oh, what's harvesting? I'm like, it's fall in my game of Stardew Valley right now. So, and also number 2 point for this is I really hate Agricola. So that doesn't.
I was gonna mention Agricola. I actually love Agricola, so
I do not like Agricola at all.
I've
been told I should try Caverna, so I should do that. Or Brew Crafters, yeah. And Joe in chat has mentioned Morels, which is awesome. But I feel like that's a little foraging more than harvesting. But
it is more foraging.
Love a good forage. But my the one
kind of romantic. You and I played it.
Oh, it is so nice.
And we fell in love
over at Mox. That was awesome. The one that I put down for this kind of theme is the expansion that's just come out for Cacao called Chocolatl, which is about harvesting and preparing cacao and chocolate. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. I guess Face for Odin has harvesting. You're right. I've played that a bunch. So
there's several games that have like a harvesting period or whatever. So and absolutely name those games in chat because we both were. I kind of sprung this on us last minute. So we very much, like did not super prepare for this.
Yeah, there's a lot of Rosenberg happening in the chat right now, which is fair. Honestly, most of the action that I've seen in Feast for Odin has been all about that pillaging. So
Kabuki Kid, I think that's fair. I think when you play a game, especially like a baseball themed game, and then your team beats another team, and then those teams are in the World Series, I feel like that is an omen. I think that you're right. I think that's correct.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I feel like that's accurate.
So what would you say are your picks?
What are some autumn? Yeah. So I actually said, instead of Agricola, I said Agricola, all creatures big and small, because a lot of people are like, oh, Agricola, like, oh, I don't like Agricola, or like, I played Agricola, or like, I don't want to play Agricola anymore. But Agricola, all creatures big and small, is the 2-player version, and holy moly, it is so good. It is so underrated.
Yeah.
It is so good. It is so good. It's quick, and it's simple, and it's literally all of the best parts of Agricola. Like,
this is true.
All of the best parts of Agricola. Like, I'm not kidding. If you have not played this game, please try and play it. My Secret Santa got me this game last year. Thank you so much. So good. So good. I played it, instantly loved it. And that is coming from a person that has played like every iteration of Agricola that you can possibly imagine. I've even soloed Agricola. You wanna fall on desperate times, you solo Agricola. Because feeding your family is hard. It's rough.
Yeah, that is the thing that I am not a fan of with Agricola, that stress of trying to do all the things. Oh, I've played it and I like it. But it's just not something that we'll get to the table super often. So
Ma'am. My one request is that you'll play that game with me. It's really actually a game that I don't talk about a whole lot of, but I thought about during this session. Free Gidget.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
Hashtag free Gidget.
It's so good. It's so good. Thank you.
Yeah, they did a really good job at it.
Chad agrees with me.
Thinking about 2-player games that really hit it. And it's funny, like there's a lot of games that'll be like, ooh, now we've got the card game version or the dice game version or whatever. But
right. And it's not that. It's like
creatures,
it's literally
it's really taken.
No, it's more like Seven Wonders Duel, and then it's like now we have the 2-player version. You know,
they
it's
really
like
did a good job.
It's like let's not change the game. And there are you still like make your fences and like breed things or whatever, but it's still good.
Yeah.
So another one is, I think of like the autumn and the fall season, partly because we have the state fair come in October. So I think of fairs. So the other, not affairs, I think of fairs. So World's Fair 1893 is another one. Thank you, Beth Sobel. You'll hate me even more. So that is another one that I thought of because like carnivals and fair season and like Steam Park and actually Carnival from Dice Hate Me Games of Greater Than Games. I think of all of those games too around this time because it's like fair season, you know, or like Renaissance Fair season 2. So like Dragon Flagon, I don't know, stuff like that. Yeah, like I think of those types of games. So World's Fair 1893 is one that I thought of too for this time. Has anyone played that in the chat?
I wish I had tried that, man. That's a bummer. I gotta
Modeler, all creatures does not have cards. I don't know that is a big difference though for me because the feel was the same for me. So
yeah, that's true. It does.
Beth Sobel says we have to fight in real life, which is weird, which is fine. I'll do it, I guess. But Beth, you'll win.
Yeah, so. I can't wait to Periscope that. Speaking of Periscoping, we might try and Periscope a little games on the rocks from BGG Con.
Yeah, so Well, and before that, so
Oh,
next
and
weekend,
well before
next
that, there's going to
weekend
be,
is Extra Life.
yeah, that's coming up so soon. It's crazy.
I cannot believe it. So I showed you guys my tattoo, and I've been talking to local people about it. I'm trying to see if I can get my tattoo done before I leave,
Ooh,
but we'll see.
that's tight timing wise.
It is tight. It is tight. It is tight timing wise.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I could get it at some point when I'm there in Seattle.
Oh, true.
Or I could just get it like at BGG at the same place that we got it last year, which is fine. So we will be at Extra Life next weekend.
There's going to be a hella good fun Twitch stream.
We're going to play some games.
Yeah, I'm not going to be there for Extra Life, but every year I chime in on the chat, and it's super fun. So I hope
we invited Nicole, and very much wish that Nicole could have been there. But Nicole went to Australia this year and is going to BGG and went to Gen Con. So Nicole's like travel.
Yeah, I have very little vacation time left.
Yeah, it was packed this year. So
next year
we absolutely wanted Nicole to join us at Extra Life. So where's the tattoo going? Joe, I think the tattoo, maybe you guys can help me. Just vote on it. Just tell me where to put the tattoo.
Maybe when you reach a certain fundraising goal.
So I have one. So I have the one Extra Life tattoo on my like right hip. So, and it's a meeple. So I could do, but it's like a meeple and like the Extra Life logo or whatever. So I could do, since this is also a meeple that Noah drew, I could do that one on the lower hip. So that is my thought.
Yeah.
Or also, I could totally steal this amazing idea from Tiffany Kairos, where she has a charm bracelet tattooed on her ankle, and then she tattoos different charms on her bracelet for like different life events. I feel like I'm going to be getting a lot of ink for like Extra Life and stuff, so that might be the best for me. So I might steal that idea from Tiffany Kairos. So, but it would have to be really small if that was the case.
That's true. You can always have like a hand of cards or something, and all of the cards are blank, and you just fill in the cards as you
right. Well, I absolutely am going to get the tattoo that Noah designed on my body. So that's like a for sure. And then I have a couple of videos to record that I have to do also.
It's gonna be good. So what time will the stream be going on?
So I think we're gonna start at 8 a.m. on Saturday and then go to 8 a.m. on Sunday. I'm not super positive, but you can go to twitch.tv/Card Kingdom and follow them, and you'll know when we go live. And of course I'll absolutely like tweet it out and Facebook it. And this thing is like, it's so my sister does. I'll absolutely like tweet it out and stuff.
Yeah.
So you'll know.
So, and it's good. It's kind of good timing for me because 8 a.m. Pacific is like 11 a.m. Eastern. So I can just like roll out of bed and check in and see how everybody's going. It made it really easy for me to like drop in at the very end of the stream as well. And that's kind of how I got to know everybody.
Okay. So Tunace, which is Craig, says that if you can't get it before, Easy Choppers does awesome work, and they're maybe 2.5 miles from Mox. So
perfect.
I could actually get it done during the 24-hour stream.
What?
So I'm actually going to contact them. Craig, thank you for the tip. I'm going to contact them.
Make an appointment.
Yes, and see if I can make an appointment for that day. I'll send them. I have the JPEG, so I'll send them the file and see what they think about it.
That's awesome.
So that would be really cool. So, and that would be like my break from the stream is
getting a tattoo. Nice break. So yes, we'll all be chiming in on the chat for that. So join me in chat, folks. It's always a fun time. And
you'll definitely be able to like vote on what games we're playing.
Yeah.
We're going to be at Card Kingdom, so like so many games at our disposal. I haven't figured this out yet, but I want to play Chaosal somehow. So I need to contact someone in the area and see if they have Chaosal. If not, I might bring it on the plane with me.
Yeah,
I don't know. It'll be super weird. It's like, it's literally this big. But I will do it if I have to. So
I'm sure that I want to see like a periscope of that.
Ooh, the last autumn harvest game that I wanted to mention is Herbaceous.
Oh, of course.
Which who illustrated that? Nicole?
Man, it's somebody like from over east somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I swear I did not just pick like all games that Beth illustrated. These are just
welcome
games.
To the Beth Sobel.
I know, right? Yeah, we are a sponsor of Beth Sobel. No, I swear these games. I was just like, well, it's like Harvest, and I thought of herbs.
Yeah, I'm excited to get that game. I backed it. I back a lot of games.
So good. So I love that there's if you haven't checked this game out for sure, there's a couple of videos on Board Game Geek TV about it. So there's like a community pile of games that you're kind of trying to do like a set collection thing from, and then your own games or your own pile that you're trying to do like a set collection game from. Looks super cool.
Yeah, I really loved the video that
Beth says that she'll have it at BGG, and that's amazing because I would actually love to play it.
I'm excited to try it. When it was kickstarting, I watched the video of Ed, the designer's mom.
Punch me in the face as soon as she sees me in BGG.
So Ed, the designer of Herbaceous, his mom did like the how to play for their campaign on Kickstarter, and that actually was what made me back the game. Like I was looking at it, I'm like, this is great, it's beautiful, like I'm not sure like how it plays or anything like that. So I like watched this video, and his mom was so charming and explained it in such like a friendly, accessible way. I was like, yeah, I want this game.
Yeah,
it was super cool. So I think Ed will be at BGG as well, so I'm excited.
Dude, everyone's going to be at BGG. So, for sure, if you are not going to BGG, check out when it will be next year and make sure that you go in 2017. Please. Because BGG is, I cannot express to you. Oh my gosh.
Such a good con, yeah.
The literal best convention and I have said, go back and listen to any podcast I've ever been on, and I have literally always said BGG is the best experience at a convention ever. It's so amazing.
Things. Yeah,
it does have all the things. You're coming right off of Essen releases. Okay, so a lot of the suppliers that are bringing those games to the US will have those. So like for example, Mysterium was available at BGG like several years ago. Okay, like the original Mysterium. I bought it like a chump from Poland after that because I didn't buy it there. And so a ton of Essen releases. It's only getting bigger and bigger. Even BGG's like spring. Go to one of the BGGs for sure. It's just like the gaming con. Do you want to play board games? Go to that convention. Because there are panels and there are other cool things there. Absolutely. There are like puzzle games and stuff like that. Actually Scott's having me test out, and he's working really hard on, and so I know they're really good.
Sweet.
But I am all about just playing games. Like that's what I want.
And that library is like out of this world, and I love that.
BGG is the best for that. And actually, people come in like crazy early, like a Monday, or the week before, even the weekend before, people come in. It's so crazy. It's so crazy.
I'm getting in on the Tuesday, so that should be good. Yeah,
I'll be there like really, really late Wednesday night, I think. So, because we drive, so we're kind of like whatever,
rocking it up.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully we'll get our business together and do a little bit of streaming from BGGCon.
Modeler says, yeah, BGG is fabs. Agreed.
Totes.
Trasharama says, I'll be there on Tuesday. Awesome. Nice. I would love to give you a big ol' hug, Trasharama. I would love to give everyone a hug. If we could have so ultimately, I would really love, and we've talked about this, if we could do a Games on the Rocks episode, like maybe a Periscope or something. And if the audience wants to be there, maybe we could do it Friday.
Have an actual chat next to us as we stream.
No, just everybody together. Yeah, just talking about their experience. That would be really cool. I would love it.
So we'll try and work that out at some point. It's a busy con, but we'll try to make it happen for sure.
So Nicole, do you have any like secret knowledge of any games upcoming? Do you have any like exclusives?
Just trying to think. I don't think so. I haven't heard of much lately. It's been a while since I've played any prototypes or anything like that. So
yeah, so GTS Come and Play Day just happened, and a lot of stuff was kind of shown there. I don't know if it's stuff that we're allowed to talk about, so
I don't know.
I'm not gonna say a whole lot, but there are some exciting games and expansions coming out. Expansion. Hey, who's excited about, speaking of spooky stuff, Arkham Horror LCG? Like, who's excited about that? Who's going to play that? Who's going to pick that up? Who can I play that with? That's what I want to know.
It's going to be out in November, right?
Yeah.
I think.
Very soon.
Yeah.
Who's going to get that?
Some good buzz.
Who can I play that with? People have it already. Some people.
Yeah. Lucky them.
I think that's pretty much it. Do you have anything else you want to say, Nicole?
I think that's it. I'm just I'm stoked for BGGCon, and I think because of the extra life, I don't think we'll be doing Games on the Rocks until BGGCon. So keep an eye out for us tweeting out stuff about that there.
Okay, so Bobby Dodge says, I want the LCG. Yes, agreed. Trasharama, is that going to be in a format like Lord of the Rings where it's story driven? As far as I understand, yes. Joe Sandow, I'm excited about Betrayal at House on the Hill, Widow's Walk expansion. Well, that's already out. You can get that right now. You can get that in your friendly local game store as of last Thursday?
Yeah, it's got like a ridiculous amount of haunts in it by the looks of it.
Yeah, there are 50 scenarios, all written by different like amazing people in the industry. So 100%, you should check that out. Justin, I did get my delivery. So I just got a copy of Mintworks.
Oh, cool. I saw pictures on Twitter of that getting all
and I almost did but I had to like get ready for this. So I opened it up, and the package, it's like in an Altoids size tin, so it is like really like a mint tin. And then I open it up, and you see these the rules, whatever, which are tiny, and then these little tokens that look like mints. Wanted to swallow them. Wanted to eat them. Wanted to. I was like, are they mints? What if they're minty? What if I put them in their mouth? So I'm really excited to play this. It's like a worker placement game. Very, very, very excited. Thank you so much. I hope that you're a little hedgy. Yay. I hope that Sonic is watching our show. Sonic is our resident hedgehog fan. I am super excited about Mintworks. I backed Mintworks. I backed Mintworks, and he was nice enough to send me an advanced copy because awesome. So I'm going to hopefully play that this weekend because we're going to be playing some games at Halloween parties. So I think that I'll be able to get that on the table because it's adorable and like nobody will fight me if I'm like, we're going to play this Mint game. They'll be like, yeah, totally.
Nice. All right.
Oh, Netters, that's right. So Annette said, I'm so glad stoked to finally meet you. She tags me and you because we technically have not met her and we love her, and so we're super excited.
It's gonna be so good. There's gonna be lots of meeples included all in one place.
Yeah, Tunace says Apocrypha is a great spooky game. Yes, agreed. Apocrypha is a super spooky game. Totally.
I've never tried it. Never tried it. Or heard of it.
So he says that Sonic the Hedgehog is not watching tonight. He's being a jerk. So that's fine.
That's okay. I have
that's good. We can't
animal that's a jerk.
We can't we listen, we can't have all of the hedgehogs watching all the time, and actually my animals are weirdly like not being jerks for the first time in forever.
Yeah,
so
Gidget's been pretty quiet.
Gidget is so I have the house to myself because my roommate is gone. So I think she's like, "Where's Eric?"
Oh, bless.
Yeah. So I think that's it. I think that's our show. Unless you guys have anything else to add, I think I'll put our cocktail up one more time for the people on Twitch. So this is martinis from Whitechapel. 3 ounces of Absolute Citron vodka, 2 ounces of Saint Germain, which is just really an elderflower liqueur, which is, oh my gosh, I love. 1/4 ounce of strawberry puree, or if you're lazy, just some natural strawberry fruit popsicles. Strawberry and mint leaf for garnish. And then put all that crap together and then avoid the streets of 1888 London late at night.
Yes.
Not in my experience, but in my recommendation.
I have been to those streets yet.
I have not been to 1888 London. So thanks guys for joining us.
Thank you all.
Yeah, we will Periscope. So follow Meeples Included on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. And
make sure to check out Card Kingdom on Twitch for the live stream.
Yes. So we will do some stuff next weekend, and it will hopefully be amazing. Probably not though.
It will definitely be amazing.
Nicole, make like a really spooky noise. What's your like most spooky noise that you can think of?
Well, that's it.
That's good. I like it. But that's creepier though. Oh my gosh. I am creeped out.
Yeah. I would be creeped out if I was in my house alone.
Join us next Friday.
Join us.